Could you fathom the possibility of a morning cup of coffee while gazing at the Earth from a window in a distant planet? Or perhaps a leisurely stroll under the stars of an alien sky? The prospect seems straight out of a science fiction novel, doesn't it? But what if it's not as far-fetched as it seems? In the early years of space exploration, the idea of humans living beyond Earth was just a dream. The first step toward realizing this dream was taken in 1961, when Yuri Gagarin, a Russian astronaut, became the first human to orbit the Earth. This monumental achievement marked the beginning of an era that would see humankind venture further into the cosmos than ever before. The next major milestone in our journey to space habitation came in the year 1971 with the launch of Salyut 1, the world's first space station. It was a tiny, cramped habitat, but it was a start. It demonstrated that humans could live and work in space for extended periods, paving the way for larger and more sophisticated space stations like Mir and the International Space Station. The dawn of the 21st century saw the unfolding of a new chapter in our quest for space colonization. Private companies entered the space race, bringing with them innovative technologies and bold visions. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin began developing reusable rockets, drastically reducing the cost of space travel and making the idea of living in space more attainable than ever. But living in space doesn't just involve getting there. It also requires creating a livable environment. This means developing technologies for life support systems, radiation protection, and even space agriculture. Scientists have been experimenting with growing plants in space, and astronauts aboard the International Space Station have already enjoyed the fruits of their labor, literally by eating space-grown lettuce. What about the psychological challenges? Living in space means living in isolation, in a confined space, and under constant stress. It is a test of not just physical endurance, but mental resilience as well. Astronauts undergo rigorous training to prepare for these conditions, and research is ongoing to find ways to make long-term space habitation psychologically sustainable. In the grand scheme of things, the dream of humans living in space is closer than ever. It's not just about exploring the cosmos, but about ensuring the survival of our species. We have taken significant strides from the first manned orbit to cultivating plants in space. Private space companies are democratizing space travel, and scientists are tirelessly working to overcome the physical and psychological challenges of space habitation. Looking back at the journey so far, it's clear that human living in space is not a question of if, but when. From the first orbit around the Earth to the prospect of making our home on other planets, we have come a long way. The notion of a morning cup of coffee while gazing at the Earth from a distant planet or a leisurely stroll under alien stars may not remain a science fiction fantasy for long. To sum up, the key points discussed in this exploration of human living in space include the history of space exploration, the role of private companies in the space race, and the technological advancements necessary for space habitation. The physical and psychological challenges involved. The journey is ongoing and the dream is alive. The stars are not just for visiting, they are for living among. The final frontier may soon become our new home.